Kind day to you all, I'm Kinsmark, and this is Let's Play The Ruins of Riddoh, a clever-looking indie game created for the Black Cube Jam and made in just 6 days. I'm curious to check it out, so let's get started. Year 3063. Until then, space probes and spacecrafts had visited every angle of the galaxy, and the astronomers identified a new, probably the last, unexplored planet. Alright then, ambitious. Current planned destination, Planet Riddoh. Alright then, so this assumes humanity's ascendancy to essentially craft mastery over space. So, consider this far-flung future. Oh man. Could this... Oh, this feels so classic. That's like FMV. And that probably predates a fair amount of my audience. Oh man. This has a cool feel to it. Alright, so I think that was some sort of field coming down. Am I... Oh! Oh! Alright. I didn't know the format of this game at all. So apparently this is actually a classic style point and click. Alright then. I suppose let's head down into the sparse valley. Alright, so clearly some amount of habitation is already here. So if this is the last known planet, then I assume that means someone already found it and humanity just didn't know about it. Or something already lived here. Hence the name, I suppose, the Ruins of Riddoh. Alright. Oh, man. I'm already, like, feeling that just age-old vibe that I haven't actually experienced for more than a decade. Alright, so, colored panel. I don't know any sequences of anything yet. So, it looks like I can head up either way. Let's circle around here to the left first. So, these clear domes are interesting. What is this? Oh, alright, I can move that. So those look like sort of chthonic sigils. Okay. So, are these constellations? Star charts? The seals for enigmatic entities. Alright, so I can shove them a little farther down. Should I do that to all of them? I don't know. Alright. I should clarify a way, just up front, that I like these games. I find them clever and interesting. I'm just not good at them. So... apologies ahead of time if the solutions to some of the apparent puzzles here seem clear and obvious to you, and I just flail about like an idiot, because I kind of am when it comes to this genre. So this one is marked red. I assume that has something to do with the colored panel earlier. So... alright. Hey, whoa. Hold up. I've kind of lost my orientation. Oh, that wasn't me facing over the shoulder. That was me facing down the stairs. Alright. This actually has sort of a close field of view in these panels, so sometimes it is a little hard to read in terms of actually orientating oneself. Alright, so these are some sort of symbols that seem like they're etched into the side of this structure. I can't seem to actually enter this. So, alright, I guess let's head up the stairs. So the one on the far left was red. Can I check out this place? Okay, so that one is white. So red, white. Almost looks like a KG sort of thing. Oh, I see why I can't go in. Because it's all caved in and filled with dirt. Alright. I wonder, should I start actually inputting the... Whoa. Okay, so yellow is on the side of that one. What do these mean? Oh, man. I like the fact that there are apparently these different, like, camera angles for each panel. Hold up, that actually looks like... There's like a shatter pattern there on the floor. I can't tell if that's intentional or just artifacting of some kind. So, let's have another look at this. Alright, so I found red, white, and then yellow. I don't know if the sequence I found them in has any significance. It probably doesn't. Alright, so let's see about up the stairs then. Ooh, hold up. Okay, so the stairs go farther. I can hang a right here, though. Ooh, I can look at the dome. And that is another colored mark. So that's... pink? With some sort of X thing next to it? Oh man, I hope I don't have to commit to memory all these symbols, because that's a challenge. Alright. Man, this just clean, featureless dome is actually, for some reason, a little ominous to me. I couldn't tell you exactly why. It just, I don't know, stands out as distinct amidst all this dusty other environment, because it's all caved in, yet that thing is like pristine. Alright. So, ooh, a little side cave, and then the stairs continue on that way, so... Alright. Oh, this is creepy. Alright. I could regret this decision. Oh, alright. Comes to a fork. So left or right? Let's stick to left for now. So this comes out onto some sort of, like, dais up here. Oh, man, another path that goes around there. Oh, man. I'll attempt to keep this straight in my head. Apologies if I get turned around and flail about for a while. Alright, what is this? Arrows. Alright, and apparently this panel is completely clean, and I assume metallic and reflective, and that's the reason for the sky and the texture? Alright, I thought I heard like a clanky sound. Oh, I think that's just the audio. Alright. Also, apologies if there are any audio level issues. I couldn't actually adjust, even in my computer mixer, the level of sound volume for this game. It's just playing at full volume all the time. So, should it sound a little louder than I am at any point, that's the reason. I'll attempt to mitigate that in post as much as I can. A lever! And a chime up in the music. Alright, so clearly I'm meant to note some significance for this. Alright. I heard some sort of mechanism. I just can't tell if that was me, like, struggling with it, or if something actually happened, because the lever didn't move. Alright, I don't think it actually did anything. Maybe I have to activate something else first. Another one of these clear domes. For some reason, I don't like these. I don't know. They make me uneasy. I don't know what it is about them. Okay, oh jeez. More symbols scratched in the wall. Oh, and there's one of those sigil things. Oh, man. I can tell there's a pattern here. I can just feel it. I just can't tell what it is. Alright. Let's head into the cave again. So... Oh, man. It's already started. I got turned around. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. Alright. I know where I am now. I like that all of these almost feel as though they're, like, the panels are, like, classic Polaroid photos. Because, like, there's a grain and, like, a little grime at the edges and, like, a film to it. I don't know, it just has a cool aesthetic that you just don't really see anymore. Because this genre has really just kind of fallen out of style. And, I mean, it's just in favor of actual mobility in a fully rendered environment. And that's cool, I appreciate that. It's just, I also kind of miss these old games. So, alright, let's have a look at this. More symbols and sigils. Alright. I cannot remember all of these. I'm starting to feel like this is maybe one of those games that one should actually collect notes in a notebook with. I just haven't so far. Oh, man. And I don't really want to just try and force my way through the puzzles from sheer dumb luck. Because that always just kind of feels like a hollow, Pyrrhic victory. Alright, have I missed anything else? I think I have. Man, I keep finding all these new, like, camera angles that I didn't know were even in here. Have I gone up this stair? I think that's where I just came from. Alright. Let's head down. check something. Because I feel like there was some turn somewhere around here I didn't take. Was it this? Okay, so that's just that house. And this leads up to the dome. I can't turn anywhere here. Alright, so maybe I did find everything. Okay. I don't feel like I've fully explored everything, because I feel like there were more sigils in that little puzzle thing than I saw. Okay, so here's green. There's the white. Oh, man. I don't know what to do with any of this. Like, this has such a cool style, and just enough ambient audio to sort of set a mood. And it's a contemplative and pensive one at that, which I think is exactly the sort of feeling that it's meant to evoke. So, am I just meant to click the colors that there are? Like, are some of these red herrings? And, oh wait, hold up, there's like 3 scratched in. Is that just how many? No, that's not how many I have clicked. Because those are clearly like tally marks. So, red, yellow, white, purple, and green I've found. I don't think I've seen an azure or an orange or... Man. Alright. Maybe I have missed something. Alright, let's see. Where did I come from? Alright, did I miss anything around here? Yes, there we go. Okay. So there is another path. Is this the valley I first came through? Like, did I just miss some... I think that's just the audio. Again, I heard like a clanky sound. Yeah, okay, it is. Did I just miss something in the first panel? I can't seem to progress past this. So... Alright. Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is where I first came in. Alright, so maybe I should then depress this one. Because there is one of those. Jeez. I feel so lost, and yet I'm definitely interested. Like, this is one of those games that just makes me feel dumb and odd. Which I suppose is good. Okay, which of these have I seen? I feel like I've seen... Oh, was it this one or this one? I don't remember. Oh, man. Maybe it was all of the above. And then leave those undepressed. And again, there are 3 depressions here. So just like the 3 tally marks on the colored panel, there are these 3 little half moons here. There's some significance to that. I can feel it. I just don't know what it is. Alright. So there's the red. I almost feel like these are just tantalizing hints. Like, those are labels in some other language to tell you what to do that I just can't read. Ah! Alright. Man, this one, for whatever reason, really, like... I guess it's because it's such a flat plane. It almost looks like that's a hill that's rising up in front of me, instead of the platform that I'm heading down to. I don't know, that one seems a little strangely composed. Man, what am I missing? I know there's some rhyme and reason to these. I just cannot parse it out. For a game created in such a short time, this is fantastic. Because it has a distinct art style, it is telling some sort of story, it's just doing it through environmental means. It's making clever use of, like, clearly, you know, photoshopped elements to create an aesthetic all its own. Can I go over there? I don't think so. So, man. You know, and clearly some of this actually is like modeled environments that they then took screenshots of to compose these panels. Oh, man. I knew it would come to this. Me just flailing around. Alright, so maybe this does something if one correctly sets the colors of the sigils. Because maybe there's, some mechanism preventing it from activating if certain conditions aren't met. Oh, man. I am at a loss. I feel like this is meant to tell me something. So, perpendicular cross with one diagonal slash. Alright. And then there's this thing. I don't know how this fits into anything. Can I... Like, this question mark appears. I can't seem to do anything with it, though. And I clearly remember in the game's description it's saying that the only input for the game is clicking the mouse, so I don't think I'm supposed to do anything with these. I can't click and drag. I have no idea. As much as it pains my ego to say it... Oh, wait. Did I forget to come over here? Alright. So I may have missed something. Assuming that I can't figure anything out here. Whoa. I may have to consult a walkthrough. I'd hate to do that, because my ego just doesn't like that. Oh, come on, man. I ain't a linguistical genius here. Ooh, I can actually depress these, though. So, ooh, wait. No, hold on. There's a sequence here. Alright, maybe it's handing me the answer. So, G thing, H thing, L thing, K thing. Because that's the sequence there. So, did that do something? I hope. I can't seem to, like, check around to the corner of that. It's cool that it's kind of, like, faded out there. Okay, maybe that affected something else in the environment. Hang on, let me check this panel now. Did these move? No, they did not move corresponding to that other panel. So, can I now depress the lever? Wherever that was. Oh man, I'm turned around again. There it is. Come on, I feel like I accomplished something. All I did was just read scratches in the walls. So... Oh man, alright, so I think this is an associative puzzle. So it's H thing, DT thing, and then the cross sigil. How can I make those interact with each other, though? I don't know. I can tell there are correlations here. I can just... It's like part of me can subconsciously see it. Okay, so then, again, cross with one diagonal. It just doesn't have the pointy things on this one. And then it's those. I don't know what to do with this information. I can tell that means something. I just don't know. And in the interests of keeping this episode interesting, I may have to sacrifice my own ego so that I can actually show a completion state of the game to you guys. Because I can tell, if I attempt to just keep meandering around here, creeping around and crawling and scrawling notes down, this may take me hours. So I'll see if I can find a walkthrough or something, and then cut in once I have at least the next step, if not a full suite of answers. Oh! Alright, I just checked and I found an official walkthrough from the actual creators of the game. And apparently, there is actually this is actually something that I might critique a little. Some conflict as far as colors that are seen in the game and then colors on that panel. Because apparently, there's only one of these sphere dome things that correlates to a color marking on the rock next to it. And it's this one, with it. They have what they're calling the violet tone, that I thought was just the same as the, like, purple in here. So apparently it isn't the same color, and one should then create that color on the keypad using the colors that are used to compose it. Okay, and then there is a stone device puzzle So near every sphere there are symbols. The first sphere is a sort of X. Second sphere is symbols and letters. Third... See, that's the thing here. I actually have some critiques for this part, because first, second, and third are meaningless in an arrangement that one could conceivably come to certain spheres in a different order from. Like, I know one's likely to find them in a certain order. That's not a guarantee, though. So the fact that they aren't linearly arranged means that if there's a sequence dependent upon this, I don't know, it's arbitrary. Alright, so only the symbol of the second sphere can be recreated overlapping the stone. Oh, you have to overlap these? So that's why it seemed like there weren't correlations. Because... yeah, there isn't one here that I remember seeing that had those, like, spear points at different ends. Alright, so that's why it seemed strange. I could feel something odd with that. Alright, so... whoa, geez, alright. Apparently there are, like, meanings here. Alright, so according to the developer, when I created this puzzle, initially symbols were letters, but I had no time to insert text links, so I decided to leave them without an interpretation. Here I can explain their meaning. All symbols and letters scattered everywhere are paired and connected to each other. Too many locations to insert pictures, but these are all the couples inside the game and their meaning. So there's F and L, freedom is life, K and S, knowledge is salvation, M and P, memory is past, J and F, joy is freedom, K and C, curiosity is knowledge, and H and M, history is memory. Alright. Where you find the levers engraved in the wall are 4 symbols, S, H, L, and K. You'll have to link them to levers. So I did this part. Salvation is linked to knowledge. How on earth was I supposed to correlate these? I know I'm not a click and point puzzle gamer guy. It just... oh man, this feels like a stretch. Maybe it clicks for some of you guys. I don't know. It's for me though. This feels like reaching for connections to just assume that players will make. Every time you solve a puzzle, a sphere becomes transparent, and you'll see the cube inside. A sort of arrow is on the cubes. Each arrow has a different direction, so that then will, of course, correlate to that arrow panel. Once you've solved all the spheres, you can use the lever in the upper house and give power to the final device. So that's what the lever is for. Once you've done all of the other puzzles, you then pull that, and it accomplishes something. So... alright then. Man, I wish this actually showed screenshots of the completed forms of these puzzles, because... oh man. And then enjoy the final cutscene, and that's it. And then there's apparently a symbol in the final cutscene. Antakarna, Tibetan meditation symbol, a symbol of the physical connection between the mind and the higher self. We must heal and develop this connection in order to progress on the path of evolution. Antakarna is multidimensional. From a certain perspective, it seems two-dimensionally format from 3-7 representing the 7 chakras, 7 colors, 7 tones of the musical scale. From another perspective, it looks like a 3-dimensional cube. Alright then, so... man, clearly there are like some meditative message undertones to the style and presentation and even the puzzles of this game, so... cool! I can certainly appreciate the amount of time and thought and effort and dedication that went into crafting all of these interconnected, you know, mechanical and then philosophical ideas. Maybe I'm just a little too dense to figure this out on my own, and to see clear correlations such that one could come to those associations naturally without the insight of a developer that's just close to the project and understands it because he made it, or she, who knows, I don't know, the team that made this. Alright, I'll see if I can actually complete these and then show the final cutscene. And I'll cut in once I have. Aha! Alright, so clicking red, blue, white did the dome thing. So, clearly it actually functions. Alright, here it is. That's another piece of the puzzle. And then there's the associative puzzle here. So I think that was KMFC? Apparently not. Ah, there it is. Alright. There's the reverse C. Alright then. Another one checked for completion. Whew. Anyway, let's crank the lever. power up the final device. Alright, I guess it automatically transported me to it? Or no, it just kind of showed me to call my attention to it. So I guess that's the... If you don't have a cheat sheet telling you what to do, indication that that's what that affected. So that sequence was that, and that. Ah, because it formed a circle there at the end. Alright, clever. I see it now. Alright, that's the symbol that he was talking about. Interesting. Alright, so paying homage to the cube jam that this was created for. Scraps of knowledge to build the history of the world. Fragments of wisdom to give a new light to humanity. Or mere scientific informations. Alright then, credit to all of these fine folks, because that was cool. It certainly flew over my head. I can't deny that, I have to admit that readily. Clever design, cool aesthetic, solid choice of the audio, as subtle and unobtrusive as it was. It, like I said, it still set an aesthetic, a feel, an atmosphere, a tone and a mood for the whole thing. How many words can I ascribe to that aspect of the game? All I can say is cheers to that team. There's clear talent and contemplative depth at play here. I feel like clever ideas can come from these creators because of how much, like, I sort of see because I like to think of myself as a creative sort myself, and I like for a lot of the stories that I compose personally to reference other things, allegorically, or through the names that I choose, or through a sequence of events and that sort of thing, and I see that same sort of thing in here. So I can certainly appreciate, as much as it flew past me, the cultural and metaphysical and philosophical aspects that this communicated thematically through its mechanical functions. And those are the sorts of things that make me want to learn more about those themes so that I can understand the context that they are presented in here. Like I said, I do have the critique that some of these felt like they assumed a little much of the player. Maybe that's just me projecting my own challenge at figuring it out onto the game. Maybe you guys could see it clearly in the first few minutes of the episode, and were just criticizing me for my density of thought. I don't know. All I can say is I am impressed, especially for the clean and professional presentation that this came in. Because it feels like exactly the sort of game that could come from a professional company, given like a decade ago. It feels like one could have sold this as a, classic cult sort of followed game several years ago, and that it wouldn't just fly low under the radar as just a little cool niche indie game as it is now. I don't know. I feel like it would have gotten more recognition had it come out at a different time. And clearly the people that put this together probably I don't want to make assumptions or anything, were a little young to create games at that time. I don't know, it reminded me so much of classic puzzle point and click games that it just sort of sparked a little nostalgia for me. So anyway, cheers to everyone that enjoyed this. Apologies for having to consult a walkthrough. I hope you guys did manage to enjoy this, and I'll leave a link for this in the description for you guys so that you can check it out on your own and follow these developers, because again, there's clear talent here if you should like to do so. So, I'm Kinsberger at Less Press. Thank you all kindly for watching, and as always, I wish you all good game, and Godspeed.